All right. Good morning. How are we doing out there? I hope everyone's having a great one. Oh, yeah. You know what time it is. Appreciate everybody joining up here this morning. Oh, yeah. Happy day trading. Good morning to all and to all a good day, Rick says. That's pretty good. Team Tom, what's up, Jason? Hope you're having a beautiful Wednesday or hump day here so far. Getting cold outside. Freezing out here. SPY ended up tanking down this morning. I don't know if you guys saw that in pre-market or not. This was pretty rough. Oh, man, I'm not seeing too much crazy news out there. At least I'm trying to find some headlines here. But here we go. Finally. I've been waiting for CNBC to post a headline on this. Microsoft shares turned red after the information reported it was cutting software sales quotas tied to AI. Stock was falling in pre-market, but it really ended up hitting SPY itself. Other AI-related stocks dropped. If we look at the Mag 7, note how NVIDIA, SPY, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Tesla all fell at the same time. Thanks a lot, Microsoft. Why do you have to say that? It's like, just keep your mouth shut. No, I'm kidding. They might have had to on that one. I don't know. It's a good move, though. 437 by Tesla on the recovery. Apple's recovering back well. Apple didn't really drop that much, which is interesting. Yeah, not at all. Actually just made a new all-time high with Apple. Let's go. Continues the run. Love it, Apple. Ooh, SMR unfortunately tanked back today. QBTS gapped up but then died at open. Intel attempted to run, hit 44, dropped off. Seen a lot of reversal from yesterday's action so far at open. SPY does have a couple green candles here on the 5-minute, but nothing crazy. Looking at the 1 minute, it's trying to recover back. Where'd my chat go? BEGG, red candle from SMR. Ha, big red candle. Yeah, that was pretty rough there. Wonder what the fair value is? That'd be a really good question for good old Hunter. It's probably still lower than this, though, because a lot of these companies probably don't have much revenue. Intel's 5-minute candle is wild, Brain said. Haha, where's Yang? You have to tag him in the Discord. Why did CrowdStrike have to drop with good earnings? Whenever you see stocks have decent earnings and then drop, really, you have to really wow the market. You have to wow investors, right? Especially in an environment like this. You know, we're in a crazy time where stocks are very, very high, right? That's one of the big problems. A lot of stocks are very high right now, so it's hard to justify to investors these big up moves. So we're not seeing it happen. Now, they're not really dropping that much, really. Not really dropping that much. Looks like they beat estimates by just a little bit. AAL has a great open. Let's see. I actually... Excuse me. I haven't read too much into their earnings. I was just looking at the numbers on TradingView, by the way. AAL moved up to 1450. That is a good jump for them at open here. Let's see what our algo says. Only 1.7%. Google's finally seeing some upside momentum again. GOOGL. Where's Hunter? I miss him critiquing Kathy Wood. He hops in the Discord from time to time. Always makes a rare appearance here on the stream, too. Autumn, I like your magnet in the Discord. Jason said, Tom, when a stock does a split, the share price becomes more affordable. What are the downsides? I'm going to be honest with you, Jason. I have not really seen many downsides there. I really haven't. Maybe that there's more shares on the market. I haven't really noticed too many, though, honestly. Like a lot of the times, the companies that split are generally pretty good for the longer term. Now, I'm talking about normal splits, not reverse splits. I'm assuming you mean normal, since you didn't say reverse. I guess, like, one big issue is that a lot of people, whenever it splits, they think that it, like, changes the whole company. Like, it's literally the same value. It's just, like, the amount of shares change. You know, that's really it. That's really it. I went and did some very, very quick research on some negatives of that. It does say that there could be, like, more volatility as more traders are able to trade it, which can create more volatile moves, potentially being negative for it. Obviously, that's, I think, pretty rare that it gets so volatile that, you know, something really crazy like that happens, but... Not too many, though, really. What's up, Jack Black? What's going on, Jack? Hope you're having a good one. QQQ's just stuck. Very stuck. I mean, it dropped a lot this morning. We got some Microsoft news come out. They said that they were cutting software sales quotas tied to AI. Found that strange. Like, all the AI stocks dropped then. It was pretty weird. Pretty weird price action. Today is Wednesday. Don't forget, today is the live Q&A. Yes, live Q&A is coming out tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time. If you're in the trading floor, hop in, check it out. Pfizer's going crazy. No way, they coming back alive? Yes. Yes, there we go, Pfizer. I've been really eyeing up these healthcare stocks recently. It's good to see them starting to rip. I'm going to put an alert up around that recent resistance of 26. Good morning, Demure. Good morning, good morning. Nvidia chop made you lose some money today? Which way did you try to trade it? It is very choppy from open. Almost seems like it wants to try to come back up. You're playing it down? Gotcha. Yeah, it chopped back there from like 179.50 back up to like 181. Was pretty decent. Netflix coming down to some nice buy pricing. NFLX 103.50 coming up. Wow, that is a big support there on Netflix. No kidding. Let's see this 1 hour chart. Scroll back. Look at that big support about to hit. Right around 103. It'll probably push $100 here soon. This is a pretty bad turnover. They've been turning over very hard recently. I would agree, though. It does seem like they're getting to some nice pricing to potentially buy. It's hard to say how much more that they'll go down, but I think that starting to dollar cost average in here is not a bad thing. I don't think it's bad at all. We got to hold 617 QQQ. I think we're going to flush. Netflix split a couple weeks ago. Let's see. It was November 17th. They've been down since the split. I thought maybe that's actually why you asked. That's funny. Yep. I remember we were talking about it here on the channel a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but it has fallen since then. That doesn't mean it's all Netflix's fault, though. A lot of fake breakouts on the Mag 7. Look at Google. Oh, wow, yeah. That was a good fake. A couple of them really ripped back and open there. Google really fell back down. Meta's trying to come up. Apple was one that I was eyeing up too, Demure. AAPL. A 0.55%, yeah. Pretty decent move. They made new all-time highs today. BMNR finally knows what green is. Bitmine? The old Tom Lee from Funstrat stock. This is a good move by BMNR. Falling off here the way that it is. $25 is a big support that it recently touched as well. This does seem like a pretty decent move back up. Keep eyeing it up for possible breakouts. I like it. Looks solid. CAPR, nice low float. Pampy on the news. CAPR, Capricorn Therapeutics. Whoa, 440%. Oh my gosh. What is the news there? Holy shit. Announced top-line results from its Phase 3 HOPE-3 trial evaluating Duramiocel. Can be used with any therapeutics currently approved, available under critical development. Weird. Yeah, I don't even know what's going on here. This study of something in Duchenne muscular dystrophy meets endpoints. Wow. So their study for something with like muscular dystrophy met endpoints. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what this Duramiocel and Duchenne muscular dystrophy, you know, again, like I'm not like big into those terms, but nonetheless, that their drug there seems like it did pretty good on their trials, which, yeah, that is pretty good news. It is pretty good news. I'm waiting for ORMP. They're starting to move again. Remember, these were the makers of that insulin pill. You guys remember? It's the Ben Shapiro stock. I think Shapiro got on the board or something like that. I saw that Stellantis was moving a bit today. STLA starting to pop off. Decent move there, up to 1134. Brain says not even with a 10-foot pole if Shapiro's in. I know some people like him, some don't. Either way, it's interesting with the insulin pill. QQQ, rejection. 624 to 625. Not good. Not good. Big resistance there. SPY is stuck in traffic. Look at it. It looks just like the past few days. Literally in the same exact range. It's actually kind of comical, actually. I've got to say, this is getting comical. It's like support bounce, support bounce, support bounce. And it's like resistance, resistance, resistance. Even more importantly, like if you count right there, I mean, then it's truly lining up really, really well. This one got a little under there, but I mean, man, it really only because of that big gap down. If we act like that gap down didn't happen, then market stayed in the structure here. I trade Martin Shkreli stocks before I trade anything even remotely related to Shapiro. Martin Shkreli. I bet most people watching don't even know who that is. AEO is trying to continue their breakout. I forgot they reported last night. Wow, let's go, AEO. Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney has done it. Look at that jump. That's great for them. I hope Sydney Sweeney got paid in stock options for doing that commercial. She's got great genes. Why do people buy BMNR instead of ETH? What is BMNR? They essentially are like buying up Ethereum and holding it in a way. It's a bit strange. It's kind of like trading Ethereum. Like if Ethereum starts to really move, Bitmine should follow along in a great way. At the end of the day, though, I think people are doing it more of because they're like, okay, we're looking for this to move kind of like a strategy. I heard that BMNR is pretty much like copying strategies business model, but with Ethereum, okay? So if we go to like MSTR, you know, we look at how this one had this massive run, right? I mean, that's kind of what I think people are looking for. You know, they're looking for a stock that's like $50 that could go up to $500. You know, I think that's kind of the thought process there. Now, it's not something that I'm not super knowledgeable on like exactly like how BMNR achieves that, but nonetheless, that's kind of the whole point of it, right? Personally, I'd be buying Ethereum itself. I think that having exposure to BMNR is fine, but I would want more direct exposure myself. Now, if Ethereum does in theory move up, let's say like 50%, you know, you could see BMNR move up by more than that. Potentially, it just depends. Xavier's about to do an interview. Have a good one, and remember to leave a like on the stream. Let's go, Xavier. Good luck. You know what they say.
It's time!
Hell yeah. Get out there and crush that interview, Xavier. Man, when MSTR gets off the indexes, MSCI, it will tank even more. Uh-oh. That's not going to be good, paper hands, if that's the case. If that's the case. Let's go see SPY. Rejecting, still in the range. Not getting down. Looking at the 5-minute chart, nothing crazy there. Today's my daughter's 2nd birthday. Give her a shout out. Isn't there a report coming in today at 10? Yeah, there is. I don't expect it to move things too much, but there is the ISM Services PMI coming out today, 10 a.m. Eastern time. If this ends up coming in at analyst expectations, it would show a slight contraction from the past. Nothing too crazy, though. Crap. I was trying not to. I was trying to hold it in. Sorry, guys. Woof.
Today, Junior?
Appreciate that, guys. Let's go. Give her a tank. That's actually not a bad idea. That's a good idea. Good idea, Demure. I'll give her a Panzer. A Panzer 5. Did they even have a Panzer 5? That way she can tank the market. Oh, no. Hey, Bob Saget knows his stuff. It sounds like. See you later, Steven. Thanks for joining up today. The big deal this week is going to be the PCE, personal income, personal spending, and then Michigan consumer sentiment data all hitting at 10 on Friday. That's going to be the big day there. The big day. Oh, you call it a tiger. Oh. So that's what that is. I don't know how all that stuff goes anymore, Demure. I used to know back when I played World of Tanks, but I don't remember now. TSLA 439. Oh, the Panther. Never mind. I see. Stugs? Let me look that up. Ooh. Yeah, those look mean. Little tank destroyer. That'd be a scary one to run into, I'll tell you. Tesla moving up 439. Let's see, it's up 2% on the day, actually, even with the gap. Or I guess technically they didn't gap down, but when they fell, they really recovered back up. Man, that SPY, though, still around the low of the day. Not really moving too much off of that low. Go check out some growth stocks here today. That was ASTS, nothing. SMR we were watching, but it ended up tanking down 3%. Could be worse, I guess, but pretty bad action there at open. Palantir, check in on him again. 172 resistance coming up. Could see a possible reversal here with Palantir. This is the high of pre-market. Poet, why is it up? It's up 15%. Little gap up there. Poet Technologies, what happened to them? Weird how they're not mentioning it. I guess if we look at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, their average move higher is almost 5%. So it is a volatile stock. I would think that there was some news with the gap up that good, though. I'm trying to look it up. Oh. Poet Technologies soars as Marvel's acquisition of Celestial AI validates its potential role in the AI boom. Poet and Celestial are, loosely speaking, in different parts of the same business, speeding the transformation of data using photonics. Poet is more upstream, offering the technology that enables these solutions, while Celestial applies its technology to its systems for use in data centers. Celestial was listed as a customer of Poet in previous annual reports. Back in 2022, the two firms announced that Poet's key technology, its optical interposer, would be supplied to Celestial. Wow, weird. Poet's like in the top 10 stocks on Reddit over the past 12 hours. On Wall Street Bets. Up 16% here. That's a good move. Poet had recently broken down under a big trend line, but they are coming up to test it again. Hood with the heart, Robin Hood. HOOD, whoa. Big intraday reversal, up 3.4%. They were down at open, or actively dropping at open, and really recovered back. What a move by them. It's pretty dang solid. Gonna get to 25% today. That would be fun. He said AEVA. Gonna get to 25%. It's at 20%. They are up a lot already. Starting to gap up on the recovery. What a move. Wow. Does AI report earnings tonight, or was it this morning? Oh, it's tonight. Ticker symbol AI has been looking interesting. They've been down a lot too, starting to recover up off the dip. Obviously, earnings are very risky, but... Overhead levels for QQQ. 621.50 is a pretty good resistance here intraday. That's definitely the first one I would watch for. Most importantly, though, I like this range up around 623.25. 624. Ah, yeah, the data. It seems like at 10, we did start to get some good uptrends coming. Yeah, oh yeah. It actually came in pretty good. Came in at 52.6, which was better than estimates. That's not a bad sign. It's actually a pretty good thing to hear. I think the resistance to companies not buying AI tools is just more short-term cost. Like they don't want to pay in the short term, right? Because, I mean, that makes sense. Tesla's next resistance, Alex says. Tessie. Ooh, I have 44225. That's pretty close to the high of the day. That is actually a pretty big range that they just touched. Past there, I really like 448 and 450. CAPT unpaused. Cap division. Yeah, they're scared to overinvest. That makes a lot of sense. That's for sure. That's for sure. Companies can't even afford new computers to upgrade to Win 11. Win 11. We're still on XP around here. It is free, Jake, but a lot of these servers and old computers aren't compatible with it. Huh. If it's free, you're the product. That's not a bad way to think about that. That is not a bad way to think about that, really. All that data and everything. Tessie's about to touch first resistance here. It's up quite a bit today already. Getting up towards like 448, 450 would be pretty awesome. Your motherboard from 4 years ago isn't compatible, so your gaming rig can't be upgraded. Mine, I'm on Windows 11, but I can't be upgraded anymore for some reason. Something with my like BIOS settings or something weird. Remember when Amazon started trialing walkout shops monitored by AI, then it turned out it was actual Indians? Wait, what? No, I don't remember that. That would be insane, though. I've heard of gas stations. Have you guys ever heard? You guys should check out something sometime called Gas Station Encounters. It's so funny. But nonetheless, there was this one time where there's this well, it's not this one time, but on that show, there's this gas station where they do hire like an Indian company to watch people stealing stuff. And they watch all the customers, and then they start telling them over the loudspeakers like, take your hands out of your pocket. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's one of the funniest things I've seen. It sounds fishy. It's pretty much like they just look at people stealing from the gas station and getting, like, called out for it and stuff. Yeah, it is on YouTube, yeah. It's it does sound like something that would be on, like, a real show, but... Yeah, they do. They chase him all the way to the car, and... Because they confirm it on the camera first. One of those gas stations is in Missouri. I don't know where it is, but I really want to find it, Mason. I want to find it. It is brilliant. They are never slick. So 621.50 on QQQ held up as resistance. That was our first level there. It did end up rejecting there, at least so far. Go back to Tesla. 442 is holding up as well. Not good there. You know what we haven't really looked at much today at is NVIDIA. NVDA trying to hold 179 to 180. Trying really hard to hold that base today. Good morning, KO. How are you today? Why is the SPY rejecting off the news? What we really saw happen here this morning is Microsoft made an announcement. They ended up saying that software sales quotas tied to artificial intelligence was being cut. The stock fell 2%, and other AI stocks like NVIDIA, Broadcom, Microsoft, oh, they even said Palantir, came under pressure as well. A lot of the Mag 7 was falling in pre-market on that news. Microsoft tanked the market right before open. Yeah, it did. That was tough. Mason, that's so funny. I was actually, as I told you that, I literally thought of that exact scenario in my head. And I actually played it out so much that I was thinking that they would think that I just ended up figuring out who they were or something like that and thought I'd still be lying. But yeah, it would be kind of funny. Like you do like a big freak out episode on them or something, you know? People have done that on other shows and it didn't end well. That's the thing, especially with stealing. I feel like they would be like, oh. They'd be like, you still didn't. One second, guys. I'll be right back. I need just a moment. Sorry for the delay. I had to tell my daughter bye. Going to Build-A-Bear workshops today. If I got tackled, oh no. They'd kill me. Oh yeah, buy something somewhere else and then make it seem like it. I see. Yeah, then they couldn't technically do anything, but they might get mad. But it would be funny. It'd be funny either way. Palantir, good jump. 172 touching here. Going back to the SPY, trying to pump up back to its high from open. Not the high of the day, the high from open here at 682.30. The high of this morning is all the way up at 684 again. I keep talking about that resistance. That resistance is major. Again, it came into play this morning. Rejected right back down. SPY still coiling within the zone. Build a bull workshop? What? Get a golf club out. I'm surprised, like, see, like, in that show, everybody's stealing. And I'm like, well, okay, they must be pretty rough people, right? But what's weird is, like, I always expect them to eventually, like, pull a gun on, like, the workers or something like that. But I don't think I've ever seen that on there. You should go with her. You're missing out. I gotta work, Rick. We got today's video and stuff like that to get going on. Maybe it's scripted. I don't think that they're all scripted. It's, if you saw it, it gets pretty wild sometimes. Yeah, if you're stealing potato chips, the charge for getting caught with a gun is not worth it. Yeah, definitely not. QQQ at resistance as well, starting to reject a little bit more. All right, let's get a poll going here. Let's get a poll going. Because the SPY has been stuck for like the past 3 trading days in this zone. 679.50 is the bottom end of the zone. 684 is the top of the zone. Which way will SPY break? All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Vote it up. Keep in mind, we'll say today. We'll say for today. Which way will SPY go? Will it go above the range, below the range, or stay within the range today? Very curious which way you guys are looking. I'm going to go with below the range. Although I think in the range will probably win, but I'm going with my gut of below the range. Microsoft saved your little timed put, or your ill-timed put. Hey, thanks, Microsoft. Thanks, Bill Gates. Why Netflix falling? Down under 103. Why are they down so much? That's a pretty big drop off for them. I don't know. Apparently, there's going to be reduced streaming costs for consumers by bundling Netflix and HBO Max. I don't know if that's really what's sending it down like this, though. I gotta say, that's a pretty straight downwards move. It could just be normal volatility. It's down under recent support of 103 now. But my word, that is pretty bad. G-Dog just posted up in the Discord, QQQ's in a wedge. Interesting. Very interesting there. Speaking of Gates, what's up with Beyond? There we go, Beyond. Down 5%. I don't know what's up with Beyond. It's a wild one. Probably just volatility. This is a normal day for them. I don't think that that's really the case, Simon. Netflix has been having some pretty bad days recently. I mean, I don't know that there doesn't always have to be news tied to it. Not always. It did recently have that split. Not that that's necessarily bearish usually, but I've actually never watched that show, Mason. That show, like, creeped me out, or I don't know. I never watched Squid Game either. Wow, this poll is close, guys. For today, which way will it go? Get your votes in. Coconut. Is that real? Or was that a joke? Tessie's coming back alive. I got too many drawings on Tesla. I think we're going to have to clean it up a little bit. Did you guys see Michael Burry had a lot of negative statements about Tesla again? Wait till you see this. Yeah. Michael Burry calls Tesla ridiculously overvalued. It's funny. I don't know. Maybe he's eventually right, but sounds like he's back at it. I know a lot of people have been pissed at him lately. Yeah. Yeah, Bob, yep. I know, right, Jake? Man, he's getting to the point where, like, he's losing credibility with people, you know? That would be a good title for the gas station encounters. It would be. Gosh, PayPal sold off good. Middle of the day move there. Nike's consolidating following a good pump this morning. They've been moving pretty well recently. Could see a bigger breakout. That is true, Bob. That is true. That could have went belly up. Yeah, it is good. It is good. Very good. A lot of people even like it better than the Wolf of Wall Street. I don't, but looking at banks here in the short term, they're consolidating on this dip. JP Morgan posting a good green day today, though. So far, actively moving up. G-Dog said QQQ broke the wedge. Oh, it did, yeah. in both directions. But ultimately started pumping right away. Looks interesting here. I like how it broke that overall downtrend from the bottom, or this upper trend. Yeah, Bob, some of them can be, you know, a bit boring, but, you know, they're still worth giving a watch. G-Dog says, yes, run. Don't forget to vote up in the poll. 33 votes. What's the SPY going to do today? Is it going to stay within the range? Or are we going to get a break down or a break up? With the way it's been moving so far, seems like another range-bound type of day. They said Meta bouncing or breaking. I'm leaning towards breaking down here, honestly, with Meta. As the day goes forward. Off of this exact zone for a quick scalp, I think it'll probably bounce a little bit. Not necessarily looking for like the high of the day to come back into play though. One thing that I don't like about Meta's setup today is that we actually broke above the recent high and immediately rejected back down. Each time it tried to get a run going, it could not sustain momentum above that range and rejected at 650. Even after open, it rejected again. And now we're turning back over into the range. The problem is with scalping is who knows how long it's going to chop around for in here, right? It could do it all day long. And then ultimately fall down tomorrow or something. But I definitely lean more towards the downside move. So far, the small support is holding up intraday. Could we see 624 on QQQ? It's definitely possible, given how much these stocks have been chopping around and recovering the past few days. If we mimic the move from yesterday, which so far it has, you know, yesterday's low resulted in a move all the way back up to 623 plus. Even from open. It could easily happen. The volatility is so strong lately. I'd look really hard, though, at 623 as it comes up there. 622.50 is also a intraday resistance to watch for. Lines up well with yesterday, too. There goes SPY, 683 coming up. Might be coming up for a bigger test up here. Meta's not really following the SPY up very well either. Kind of another negative there, but like I said, still holding support for now. I could see a lot of people trying to snipe it up off of these supports, but again, it doesn't mean you need to bag hold it all day for a huge move. Maybe, you know, you hold it only to like right here. Bob says, I think I'm going to sell the QQQ calls. It's hard to time up the tops and the bottoms. I like how it broke above 621.50, but now it's falling back under. Doesn't seem like a terrible place to take it. One second, guys. Quick intermission again. Gonna throw up the Mag 7 setup really fast. All right, guys, what's up? Tesla's looking good. Microsoft's looking pretty good, too. I see why the SPY and the QQQ are pumping pretty good. The way some of these stocks are really running here. Tesla's had a good morning all morning long. Burry needs to talk bad about Tesla more often. I like the frontline documentaries about WorldCom, Enron, the housing crash. They make it so dramatic. Hell yeah, Tesla 3.35%. Let's see Nvidia here. Getting a little bit of a pop back. Haven't looked at their chart too much today. I know we've looked at the bottom range, 179 to 180, which has held up pretty well. Nvidia is going green. AMD is pushing. It's a great move by AMD. 219. You like the Frontline documentaries. AMD's looking pretty solid. 1.25%, getting up there. Looking at that daily chart. Pretty green overall, too. Wow, let's go. That is awesome there, Hose. The daily doesn't really support a lot of bullishness in my eyes here on AMD. I know it's moving up today actively, but we're really contending with a big zone of resistance here. This is huge, around 227 to 230. Just a very big zone. And I don't like how it recently rejected there yesterday either. Not the best sign to see. We could end up, recovering back, but that's usually a pretty rough sign. I'm going to be eyeing up these resistances very carefully around 219 to 220 today. I would think that AMD could come up to test these, though, given how it's moving up actively. Don't forget to get those votes in. 36 votes. Let's get that to like 50. And also hit the like while you're at it. The likes always help us, of course. Let's go to AEO. American Eagle. They've been dipping here this morning following their great earnings move last night. Not that they've really dipped. I mean, they did make a new high at open, but they've been kind of falling down ever since that initial move. It does seem like they're trying to form a good base here, potentially getting bought up on the dip. Could get fun. Jim Cramer's top 10 things to watch in the market Wednesday. I'm definitely not clicking that one. The Trump admins to announce new fuel economy standards Wednesday. Biden required all passenger cars and light trucks to have a fuel efficiency of about 50 miles per gallon by 2031. What? 50? $50 miles per gallon. That's quite high. Very high. Whoa, look at ZOM moving higher today. Getting some oil stock action. What about Oxy? OXY. Let's see some news here. I saw Manny just post up some news. Saying that CNBC cites emailed statement from Microsoft on sales quotas. Microsoft has not lowered their sales quotas. Whoa. That really helped pump Microsoft back. Wow, that really helped get them back today. Let's see if they can keep pumping. Watch Microsoft here, guys. Little upwards flag. Little bull flag action. 1 minute chart. Potential continuation on the upside move. Hopefully it can recover all the way back up if that's not true, that news. Google's on fire, 1.29%. That's pretty insane. Man, Google, 320. What a nice move by them. 1.25%. I was going to say, how close are they to their all-time high? The all-time high is up around 328, 329. Starting to climb really well this morning, though. 1.2%. That is a pretty huge jump right there. That's a good jump there by Google, though. 320 is probably going to hold up as a big resistance. Let's see it on Bookmap. I'll bet it is. Oh, yeah. It was a big sell wall, but it just wiped out the sellers. Some more stacked up, but not near as much. It could probably get through if some good volume started hitting to the upside. If some buyers would buy it. So far, though, so good. Google AI Studio can replace your IT help desk. Gemini 3 made Google the current AI champion. Do you think that they're like actually the new champion? I have heard a lot of people say that. Something, well, not that, but something similar to that, you know. That they're overtaking OpenAI. Can they replace Burry? That is such a nice chart. Switch over to Apple. 5-minute chart. Trying to get a move higher. Kind of stuck. Nobody can replace Burry, Jake. But I wouldn't mind if Burry just shut up. I wouldn't mind too bad. Was it disclosed if he closed out of his Palantir and Nvidia puts? I cannot remember if it was disclosed or not, but I believe he said that he liquidated them. Somebody could quote me on that one. I'm not sure. Or don't quote me on that one. Somebody needs to check me. I haven't really kept up with his position all that close. That stinker. Ford not doing much. Stellantis had a good move today. 1144. Palantir, nice pump. Up 1.3%. What's up with SNDK? SanDisk. Moving down again today. Pretty rough action. It got it very overvalued, I think, in the short term with SNDK. It had a really, really, really good pump this year, but it's just starting to see some negativity come in. It is coming up on that big support again, though, closer to 180, and it has held there a few times. So keep your eyes on that 180 support with SanDisk. That will be a big range to watch for. Mike has been looking at it to the downside a lot over the past few weeks in a lot of different videos. I've been watching it down over that time as well. Is Tesla done for today? TSLA. Good jump up, 2.64%. Is Tesla done for the day? Let's go look at it on a 1 minute. God, it sure looks like it. It sure looks like it, given the way that it's starting to turn over here. We're an hour and 30 minutes into open. Tesla is starting to lose some steam. I wouldn't be surprised if this is where it started slowing up. It's only just barely above its average percent rise, so it's not like it's up a ton. It's up a decent amount, don't get me wrong, but TLT moving down today. Yields initially dropped this morning, but they ended up coming back. Yeah, Tessie, really nice stock today, don't get me wrong. Now, as it rises here, this is where it really needs to recover, but something that I don't like is that all these other pullbacks, they were like a similar length, right? Like, I feel like the one that we just had was definitely the longest one that we've had so far today. That could be indicating a possible shift intraday. On the way up, note how it followed this trend of higher lows as well. Never really broke back below any of those. Now it did. Now watch for a possible lower high trend to hit. Jonathan's like, can you look at bull? Wee bull. Up a little bit from the low of the day, down 0.22% overall. Kind of boring on the day. Looking at it on the daily chart, though, I'm sure a lot of people are looking to buy it up. One thing to watch for is the gap up here. They had that gap up. They kind of filled the gap yesterday, or sorry, Monday. The gap would truly fill down to like 870. I kind of like it here, actually, off of this range. I think it's not a bad spot. It's hard with this stock because of the risk. I think if you were going to go with a play that would work out with a higher percentage of it actually working out, you'd probably want to stop out somewhere under that recent low, like 750, 749. And then to the upside, you know, you need to at least get this to a 1, like 1070, maybe 11. I don't know where you'd want to really target, but looks like somewhere around this like 11 to 1140 range, somewhere like right here, somewhere like a 1.5 risk reward. That really wouldn't be too bad right here. Now, of course, with options and stuff, that can change. Maybe just stick with shares on this one with how low priced it is. You know, you can still get really good gains out of it. But you could also go with more of a shorter term outlook. Like, let's just say you put your stop just under that gap fill zone. Now your risk reward really goes up. You don't even have to target that high anymore to have a good risk reward. But I do like how it's starting to try to form a base down here. That is a good sign for Webull since it IPO'd. Had that big crazy move. Trying to find some stability. Please teach me how to make my plays be on the chart like that in IBKR. Ooh, I don't know how to do that, G-Dog. I don't use interactive brokers. I haven't used them in years anyways. Sorry about that. I'm not even sure that you can. I would bet you could, though. IBKR is a pretty good platform. I bet asking ChatGPT would probably help. Ask how to set up like a stop loss. Project like a risk reward ratio projection or something on the chart. Another profitable day with Tesla, Wolf Killer said. No problem. Thanks for joining up. Yeah, Tessie did really well. Shifting now, but, you know, good morning overall. Yeah, AMD was hot this morning, but it also is starting to turn over a bit. You got a leap for a year. Another good one to look at is AMD. Like for leaps, is that what you're looking at it for? Turning over kind of hard now. Yeah, okay. I gotcha. You bailed around 443. Let's see. Hey, that's a pretty good spot. That was a pretty good spot in my eyes. Even if it goes up more from here, I think the risk was too high. Very nice. Someday Tom would just let ChatGPT run the whole stream and we wouldn't know it. Like, I'll get one of those things that'll, like, record my voice. And then I'll I'll have the AI answer every question with my voice. That's how we'll do it. Rick. Too much stuff going on this year to have days off, right? Simon said, SMR, look. I'll be with her tonight before the live Q&A. Don't forget, guys, live Q&A tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're not yet in the trading floor, code Black Friday is still active. Check out the link that I'm sending. It's going to end soon. Code Black Friday. If you're currently a yearly and you want to upgrade to another year with the code, shoot me a private message. We'll get it done. Or if you're a monthly and you want to upgrade, same thing. We'll tack on the other year and make sure that you don't get renewed there. SMR came all the way back and then some. 0.21%. SMR. So what are your thoughts, man? What would you do with how the market's doing now? I'm holding stocks at the moment, but I like 700. You got like 700 in buying power. I'm waiting for good entries at some dips. The way the market's moving right now with SPY, it's very volatile today. It's really failing to break this overhead resistance, but we have seen a good recovery on that Microsoft news being fake. Since then, the market has been moving up pretty well. So I am looking at like a potential breakout past 684, but I like your idea of, or your thought process there of being good and patient there. 700 in buying power. Not the most, so you got to make the most of it, right? I would be very patient and wait for some really good opportunities, like off of a good support range, maybe a bounce in that scenario. Like for example, if I go to something like Palantir today, you know, it's starting to pull back. There's a couple things you could do. You know, you could try to long off of like the 172 support as it starts to test for a, you know, a continuation of the daily uptrend. If it starts to give out, you know, you'd have to cut pretty quickly, right? But this one does seem like one that's dipping that has had a good move today, that the move could possibly continue. AMD's been a bit rough, but it's right on support. You know, again, if you're looking for a dip buy, another possible opportunity there. I'd be careful with the AMD though. It looks like it's kind of turning over. Looking at Mag 7 in general today, Microsoft had a good recovery, starting to move back down towards support as well. Nvidia, same thing, 180. Potential sniping opportunities at off of 180 as well. Go check that SPY again. Really having trouble up here. We're also starting to break down through the intraday trend. Maybe some put opportunity in the ultra short term here. You know, use the 683 level as a stop. Nvidia and Amazon. Amazon's trying to form a good base here today. Trying to hold up. One moment. All right.
All right.
You entered IRBT to do a YOLO parkour move. IRBT, iRobot. Holy shit. They're up 66% today. I remember looking at iRobot when I was like brand new to trading. And the stock was like, oh my God, yeah, it was like insanely priced compared to today. Holy shit. I used to like them back when I was brand new too. That's why I'm like, shit, thank God I didn't hold that one. Overextended for sure. Yeah, I mean, it still has some room, possibly. It's a wild one. It is a wild one here. Is there some news or something, or is it just moving? Oh, Politico said the Trump admin is considering issuing an executive order on robotics next year. Hey, there we go. After the AI push, Trump admin's now looking to robotics. Ooh. Watch out for these robotics companies out there. I want to own whoever makes the robotic, like, motors. Like the motors top for the arms, like the electric motors and shit. That's who you need to buy. Oh, they said they were getting into the humanoid robot game as well? Oh, hell yeah. That'll do it. That is awesome. That's kind of crazy. He didn't even know that. He probably just saw him flying up 66% on a scanner. Serve Robotics is up with the news too. SERV. This stock could have some potential. IREN moving higher. IREN bounced off of a good support here. This might not be a bad play off of the support. It's been moving well. Off of $40, maybe see a breakout here today. Yeah, like a good swing, good wheel trade, Jonathan. I wouldn't do too much with it because of how underwhelming the company's been. You can't forget there's literally a movie called I, Robot about humanoid robots that take over the world, so. I wonder if that's why they named themselves that. I always wondered. They were probably around before that even came out, but. Definitely had me curious, that's for sure. If it gets me a 10% profit, then bring in the robot override. I don't care. Or the robot overlord. Oh no. We need to secure that bag, right? Hey, they got money still in brains. I don't see why not? They can reverse. Yeah, they can. They could. All right, SPY. Still rejecting here at 683 resistance, unfortunately. Not the best price action at the moment. 51 votes in the poll. If you still haven't voted, get your vote in. Get those votes going. Want to see what you guys think. Which way will it break out? Will it break above 684 today? Or fall under 679.50? You voted for stabilizing, staying between the range? Yep. I don't blame that vote. Looks like there's not many bearish leaners out there. Guess it makes sense given how SPY tried to pop back. December is always hot. I know, because every year that's why I'm so into it. I love December. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I need to delete some of these off of here. I've got 20 book maps opened at once. Core weave on the book map. Doesn't look too crazy right now. That's why you're always into it. I like it. I'm into it for the Christmas lights. And the hot chocolate. That is a big stabilization on SPY. Man, 683 overhead sucks. Now Coconut said the iRobot announcement's probably fake news. Oh. You had me kind of excited, Coconut. I just put my whole portfolio in there. What will I do now? I'm joking, of course. For any of you out there that didn't get it. That sucks, though. Because that would have been interesting. I walked off with 50 USD profit on a $700 USD investment within 15 minutes. Well, hey, there you go. Yeah, it kept going there for a few minutes. It got to 350 and said, see you later, though. See you later. That's 25 McRibs. I'm actually going to have one of those today, probably for lunch. Now you have some great genes. Parkouring into AEO. It actually looks pretty hot here going into the end of the day. Or into the middle of the day, I should say. It's a pretty nice move by AEO, guys. Check out AEO. It has some good momentum at the moment. It's trying to coil up after that earnings. Moved up 15% already. Might be tough to keep it going, but not a bad intraday move. You still don't have them? That's sad. I really wish I could get you one. Look at UNH today, my word. How about Pfizer? Pulled pork. I'm not gonna lie, I like the McRib like 5 times better than most pulled pork. Some of the good homemade stuff's pretty good, though. Alright, we're gonna end the poll here. 44%. voted that the SPY would stay within the range today. It's very flat right now, getting stuck within there. At the very moment it is. Oh, that probably did help Tesla. You're right. That is a good point. Let's go see the Mag 7 setup here as Tesla starts to actually come up off the dip potentially. Little coil back to the upside. SPY seems like it's coiling for another possible small intraday run. Maybe we'll test the recent high. 684 resistance would be nice. Pretty good vote in the poll, though. Only 18% saw the SPY going down. Mason said, what is Trump talking about today? Let's see. Damn, it just says at 2:30 he's making an announcement. It doesn't say on what. Oh, that's right. He's going to be announcing new fuel economy standards. I even talked about this at the very beginning of the stream. I couldn't remember, though. But yeah, he's announcing new fuel economy standards. It says executives from Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis are expected to attend. I saw that Ford was doing pretty good today. GM, good, and Stellantis was doing really good, too. Stellantis doing the best out of the three, which was interesting. Daily chart of STLA starting to look pretty decent. Let's see, Circle. CRCL. Pretty straight up today, 7.72%. Nice candle on the daily. Seeing a lot of good pop back to the upside out of a lot of these growth stocks that have been beaten down recently. A lot of good moves back. Trump wants more robotics, AI, and cowbells. AI in space. He says, come on, AEO, you can do it. You wish you had X-ray vision. Hey, me too. I was hoping you meant the book map. I'm already subscribed to Hood. There we go. AEO, there we start to go. SPY broke through its high of the day. Oh, high from open, yeah. 683, there we go, KO. That's looking solid right there. One moment, guys. Sorry, guys. How we doing here, though? SPY pushing that high of the day, making the bulls ecstatic right now. At least you better be. Because that is a good recovery from this morning. Although we had that bullshit Microsoft news come out. Straight up BS. The information had everybody freaking out. For no reason, really. Apparently. How's Intel doing today? You know, they had that good move supplying Apple with their chips yesterday. Looking pretty good here today. Coconut said Walmart hits 114 WMT. Wow, that's a great move by Walmart. 1.4%, new all-time highs. Holy hell, Walmart. Gosh. I'm starting to buy retail over in Nvidia. Screw Nvidia. I want retail stocks or big box stores. I do got to say Costco's pretty low right now, right? Yeah, Costco's pretty low. Been bouncing off support actually. I know a few people that bought Costco on support. Today, we turned around my daughter's car seat so she doesn't have to face backwards now. She likes it a lot better. Look at Target. Oh, gosh, how low it is. Oh, I know, terrible. Maybe they'll start to come back, though. You know, they are getting to the point of getting so low that it's like, okay. It's not like Target's terrible. They had a lot of negative news with politics and stuff too. Target wants bigger stores. Hey, if it brings in more profits and on revenue and, you know, stuff like that, I don't care. More stores, the merrier. Make them huge. I don't know if that's going to work now or not, though. Getting a lot of lag here. What's going on? Hopefully everything's all good. All right, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and call the stream there. Starting to lag like crazy here. Hope everyone has a great rest of their Wednesday, though. It's hump day. We've had a pretty exciting day with the SPY coming all the way back. Pretty nice comeback up to 684 again. We continue the chop. Literally, it's like the same move from yesterday. Pretty crazy. But alrighty, guys. Yeah, time to go upgrade to Windows 12. Yep. That's Jake. Appreciate you joining up, guys. Brain, Jake, Jonathan, Mason, Exile, Coconut, and everybody out there. Alexander. DF doing things. Rick, Simon, KO, G-Dog, Cly, Bob Saget, Alex, Yvonne, Outlaw Star, of course. Good old Demure, Stumpy. Carolina, love YouTube. All right, see you guys. Have a great one. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Check out tonight's video. Don't forget we have the Q&A tonight in the Stocked Up trading floor. For trading floor members, you can join up tonight. Ask Mike any question you want, and he'll answer it for you live about any option strategy, anything that you want to talk about. For trading floor members, don't forget code Black Friday. Saves $100 on yearly. Sorry, $150 on yearly. It's better than the usual deal. Wanted to make it extra good. All right, have a great one, guys. I will see you later.